Hey guys, I am so excited. This is actually the first time I ever went live doing Kara Dangerous outside. Oh, yes. And I'm so excited today to be speaking with the owner and founder of BlackMensWear, Mr. NéAndré
You got
Broussard.
NéAndré. Yeah, you got it. You got you got it. Yes.
Some of us country folks like me, we're going to say NéAndré, but it's not Andre.
Yes.
Okay, I got to get that right.
No, you're all
Look,
right.
brother, don't act shy now. Don't
Oh,
even
I'm not.
don't
I'm
look.
not
Don't
at
try
all.
to act shy because
No,
I got some evidence on you. Let me tell you something. We
no,
finna
not at
have a
all.
good time. Cause check this out real quick. Check this out.
Oh,
Now look
oh,
at
you,
this.
oh, you the one that pulled out the archives and everything. Just got a little nuke flow. Shout out to the nukes out there. Shout out to the Phi Nu Pi. Yeah, I love the fraternity. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to. You know why I brought this out? Because I said to myself, we're gonna
Uh-oh.
have fun today. And one thing I can tell about you, Andre, you are very energetic and you make people excited about your brand. At least you make me excited to see
Yeah.
how enthusiastic you are about what you're doing. It's
It
effective.
I mean that's well, one, my background is in sales, right? So that's one thing I learned early on, in being in sales, is that everybody has a product, but do you have value, right? And so
Mhm.
how do you add value, and you no longer become a commodity, you become a value. And what people buy into value, they don't buy into product. And so like I've learned that again of my uh, 12 years in financial services and selling products. You have to be memorable, you have to be
Mhm.
engaging, because people, they come into contact with so many people every day, right? And so
Mhm.
what makes you stand out, what makes you different, to where people really want to tune in and buy into what you have to offer. And then when I think about what Black Menswear is for the community, it's meant to be a positive light. So if I'm not a positive light, if my team is not a positive light, then it's smoke and mirrors, you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
so, from that, it's the life I live. It's using a platform to inject positivity. You gotta be a positive person, and positivity takes you so much further than negativity, to be honest. And that's really the
Yes.
mantra of life that I try to lead.
Black menswear. Okay. I gotta see this one more time.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Andre, you doing your thing. All right, so
Oh,
you're gonna bring that same energy to this show, but
no,
before
for
we
sure,
get
for
really
sure, for
cracking on this, I gotta hit the intro. Let's go.
They talking, they watching, they hate it. The look on their face when I made it. I won't stop.
let's
Yeah, we're
yeah,
back
let's
just like
go,
that.
let's go.
So you know what? Over the years, well, I think I've heard about your business. I didn't know who was the face of it. I saw it because I actually love looking at men's suits. I love to see a man in a suit. I just like to look at a suit. It don't even have
Yeah,
to be on a man. It could be on that mannequin back there that you
yeah,
have on. It's
yeah,
just something about a suit that
yeah.
just makes me just like, oh.
Uh-oh, hold on,
You
man.
know, and,
No, it's
and,
it's a, I think like, and this is kind of like one of the things that we oftentimes have conversation on, because people that don't really know the brand, and they see just kind of from an external perspective, they're like, oh, y'all niggas just trying to be in suits, excuse my language, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like y'all just trying to put on for suits, and what they got to do anything. I'm like, you're right. We never ever say that to be a positive Black male figure you have to wear a suit. But what you just said was how it comes off to you. You already like, oh, okay, you got the
yes.
suit on, right? And we use that same perspective to change our mindsets. It's actually a psychological study that occurred. It's called the concept is called enclosed cognition, and basically it means what you put on actually affects your output.
Wow.
Deion Sanders actually said a little bit better. He said, "You look good, you feel good, you play good, you play
Yeah.
good, they pay good." And that's the same mindset of, when we look at this, our approach, right? Our
Mhm.
approach to changing a mindset and putting a more positive outlook is, especially for young brothers that have never seen a Black man in a suit except for negative occasions, and then they see brothers in suits, and it's like, okay, well, Miss Shoe, what you got going on? They see, if they see what they see every day, it's not motivating to where it
Mhm.
changes their mind on, like, oh, okay, well, shoot. But if it's hold on, you ain't from around here, are you? You know what I'm saying? or what you got going on and where you're going. If we can spark that optimism in the mind, or just spark that intuition, that's a whole different conversation. That's a whole nother outlook, right? So that's why we take the approach we take of changing the narrative from that perspective. And we always talk about, like, it's changing the narrative internally. I don't care two craps about the external narrative. I care about my people, right? And so when I look at my kids and my two sons, and they see a full range or a full spectrum of Black men, it helps with their outlook. If all they see is a negative visual that's constantly shoved down their throats, then the likelihood that they follow that negative path is very high, because that's all they see. So it's like, oh, okay, well, I was supposed to end up here because, again, that's all I've seen all day, every day. And so if we can present a different perspective and a different spin on it that can help change somebody's outlook and their mindset about what they can do, then we've won. And I love to always talk about, like, I ain't shucking and jiving for nobody. I got a Black wife. I have Black children. I live in a Black area, like, period. You know what I mean? And so like, I'm all about excellence. Yes. But it can be achieved in a number of different ways. And this is how we're achieving it in our way.
I love everything that you just said. Very powerful. I hope you don't mind if I show a picture of your sons.
I'm nervous because I feel like everything you hit me with a video out the gate. I'm like, oh, what else you got over here?
I know. I just want people to see your sons.
This is my little homies. Yeah.
No, that's incredible.
Shout out my little homies. So that was actually in Paris. So we did a Paris flash mob in November. We took our mission across the world, excuse me. And so while we was there, obviously we got a chance to to do a photo shoot. The boys, they dripped in a real classic look right there. They got the polo sweaters on, they got the Timberland boots, they got the corduroy pants, and then we found this dope old school Range Rover on the street, and we was like, shoot it right here. So no, I love that. When they were
I want to show these pictures because I know being a family man is one of the big reasons. It plays into your business, right?
Absolutely.
Your family and wanting to put out a good image for your two sons. What exactly you talk about, not worrying about outside people and what their thoughts are, but a lot of times those things affect us. I know you have your dapper conversations where you have a group of men who are very fashionable, come sit down and discuss different topics. But I want to know, just like when you have those conversations on your own platform, what are some of those things that you're just sick of hearing, stereotypes about Black men that you want to have changed?
I think one of the biggest things, first stereotype is that we're all the same. Right? Black men are not a monolith. We are very different. And very different in a good way. Right. And I think that, because what happens is when we allow people to put us in a box that we're all the same, then again, it kind of comes back to those outcomes. Well, yeah, I was supposed to end up in a system. I was supposed to leave my family. I was supposed to have, people here, people there, people there. That's what I'm supposed to do because that's what they tell me I'm supposed to be. Right. I'm not supposed to be a present father. I'm not supposed to be a husband. I'm not supposed to be to go and wake up and have a job that requires me to go in and put a suit on. Like, I'm not supposed to do these things. And it's like, but there are so many of us in so many different places and different facets with different, experiences. I'm supposed to be whatever I want to be. And I think that when they try to box us in, my boy Justin Moore said the thing. He said, stereotypes are nothing but scapegoats. He said a stereotype is a way for somebody, because the stereotype can't be put on you unless it's put on you by the oppressor. And he said basically a stereotype is a way for the oppressor to say, well, I didn't want to give you a chance because you're all lazy anyway. And it's their way to have a scapegoat to be able to say, okay, well, why aren't there more Black executives? Well, they're all, when they start, well, they're all this and this anyway. And it gives them a way to kind of be able to have a scapegoat out of that situation because they have created this stereotype. And so breaking all of them down is something that we just strive to do, and using our voice to just amplify those that are already doing positive things. Like, that's the point of it too. You got a platform. If you got a platform and you uplifting yourself, what is that for? Like, I hate people that are like really about this whole self-aggrandizement, and you can tell that everything that they do is about putting them on a pedestal, putting them out front. That's why you said it, KD, at first. Like, you didn't even know who the face of this brand was because I was so far. Like, my team had to say, bro, we need you to host this program. People need to know who you are, right? we've been on this track for, this is year 5 of BlackMensWear. And like, I'm just now starting to come to the front, got me shimmying on video. Like,
right. Don't make me go back to that video.
No, like in all of that, right? Even from a flash mob perspective, and we talk about this frequently. So at a flash mob,
wait a minute. See, you moving ahead now.
Well, I'm sorry. Well, let me just say this because it comes back to that stereotype.
No, go ahead. I just want to show people a picture of this flash mob right here.
So one of the things about the flash mob, or a number of things about the flash mob in itself. So this 2-hour event that we do together that can only be done by BlackMensWear, right? People do. I'm not like, that's one of them things where it's like people don't understand the amount of time and effort that we've gone into perfecting, quote unquote, this experience, because it's more than a photo shoot. It's truly an experience. And the thing about it is, you got Black men coming together for positive. So that's one. Because Black people can't be together without some sort of fight or whatever. That's what they show you, right? This whole world star movement is around Black community getting together and cutting up, right? So they tell you that, right? Yes. 2, Black men can't work together. This is 100, anywhere from 100 to 400 strangers coming together and following the instructions of a stranger photographer that they've never met before. Beautiful. But they're like, okay, you want me to go here? Cool. I'm going to go over here. You want me to go here? Cool. I'm going to go over here. We start on time. Black people don't start on time. We send out messages. If you register for the flash mob and you are pulling up, you're going to get messaging that says, we start at 10 o'clock. We start at 10 o'clock. In the weeks leading up to the event and the days, we will start on time. I'm just letting you know, if you show up, this is from 10 to 12 at the latest. If you show up at 11:30 thinking you will miss damn near everything, right? we put that precedence, because if we're not uplifting our community, even in that regard, like if we allow ourselves to be late to something, then we're doing ourselves a disservice. And so we say we start on time, breaking down another stereotype. Again, just the positive energy and all of these things, the whole experience of it is breaking down stereotypes in itself. And so I just wanted to hit on that as you asked the question about stereotypes that we're looking to break every day. Anything that's a lie about us, we really show it on our platform that all of it's a lie. We can do whatever we want to do. We got a network to do whatever we want to do. We got people that are educators, doctors, lawyers, philanthropists, nonprofits, mentors, blue collar, white collar, excelling, trying to get there. We there in every facet of it. We are there, and to my point, we all we need.
I love it, and we'll get into every aspect of your business, because you have the website, and you tailor and you sell suits and accessories, and you want to get people looking good and building on what they got in their closet, right?
For sure.
But I definitely want to dig back into the flash mob, because let me tell you something. That is a powerful event. Yeah. And I wrote down the word powerful on my note card, because I said I have to say that word. And I have to let you know, I've seen a picture circulating around the web before. Had no idea it was of your event. But look how powerful this photograph
I already knew which one you was pulling up. Yeah.
I had no idea this was a BlackMensWear photo from your flash mob. But because that's our future right there.
Absolutely. And there's so much in that photo, right? There's so much in that photo. If you don't mind, because I don't get to do this often. Would you be able to pull that back up for me?
Oh yeah.
I don't get to talk through this moment often. Okay, so this was February 2019 here in Dallas. This was the very end of the flash mob. And so we had done the group aspects, the small group aspects. We're here, and you can't see it, but there are literally 99 brothers, and it was 99 because Harper was the 100th person that was there. So there are 99 adult men behind him that you can only see a tunnel of about 20 or 30. That when he got into the middle, right? So we done everybody, the large group aspect, and we hey, my boy Santos, who's the lead photographer of that event, was like, hey man, pull little man out, put him right in the middle. It's like, okay. So we pull him out. He got shades on. So there's actually some pictures of him where he's like adjusting his shades, taking them off, putting them back on. So he got it right? And throughout this time, when you think about how Black men big ourselves up, right? So when he putting them shades on, taking them off, ain't nothing but, oh, okay, I see you, little man. Okay, like just
right.
horror,
You
right?
hyping them up, getting
Yeah,
his confidence built.
for sure. And then so this moment here was, okay, let's get him to raise his fist up, took his glasses out of his hand, locked his fist up, and just that capture right there was history.
Love
and
it.
the whole emphasis on it, even my boy Tabir right here with the off-white ahead of his time, you know what I'm saying, rocking the off-white belt with the suit.
Yes.
Again, this is 2019, like dudes rocking off-white belts with suits now. I'm gonna say my boy might have started that, right? And like it's just like just this perspective of, young brother, we are here to support you. No matter what you want to do, you got us to protect you and to support you and elevate you, was a point of emphasis on this image. And that's what it speaks for generations to generations to generations. The crazy thing about this too, Harper wasn't even supposed to be here. So Harper was coming to Dallas to do I want to say it was a high-end luxury shoot that he was coming to model for.
Wow.
But when he was on the plane, they canceled the shoot. Like literally he was on the plane from Chicago. So his mom is close friends with one of my boys' wife. And so my boy was like, oh, shoot, I mean, I'm going to this event tomorrow. You think you want to come with me? And he hit me up and he was like, hey, man, can kids come? I said, yeah, kids can come, as long as he got a suit on.
Right.
And he pulled up ready. Yeah, he came with the drip. And again, that moment there, it was a defining moment for us too, because to your point, that image took legs of its own. I mean, it was everywhere from, Diddy, Common, Chris Brown, Ferrucci, Tracy Ellis, Ross. That image was everywhere. And it was one of the moments that really kind of catapulted our brand and really allowed us to really echo on what we're trying to do from an image perspective. And so I'll forever be grateful of that moment.
That is just beautiful. And I'm glad to get the backstory finally about what happened there. Yeah. And I want to do something fun now. And I want to show the flash mob, some of them, and get your take on just the energy of the different locations. Because you go around to different cities and you invite men to come out and look their best and just have that brotherhood feeling. Yeah. First of all, before we even look at the video, how does it feel? Like, it's your company and you seeing all this stuff come to fruition. And when the guys show up and they just looking their best and they have such positive attitudes, how does that make you feel? I don't, to be honest, because I'm in it and I'm working, I don't necessarily get to feel it as much as others do, right? Because for me, I'm such because it's such an experience, I have to make sure that we're curating the experience that impacts lives. And so while I'm in it, it's not until I get to like the end of it, I was like, yo, like when we were in New York and like the sea, like we had 350 brothers in New York. Like that was crazy to me, right? Yes.
But it was, but I was like, okay, we got to do this. When we did the DC after the March on Washington in 2020, so we went to me and my leadership team went to the March on Washington on Friday, and then we had the flash mob on Saturday. And
wait, you know what? Don't say too much because I'm about to bring up the clip. I just wanted you to head that up because
my fault.
That's all right. It's exciting information.
But it's definitely motivating and it's inspiring and just the aura. You can imagine. You can just imagine when brothers get together and just the aura, the energy. So this is Miami. So this is Miami last year, and this was wonderful because with Miami was the first time we ever got recognized by a city. So Miami actually.
I'm sorry, the video's running slow. I'm gonna have to bring it in a different way.
That's all right. So for Miami, we'd actually connected with the vice chairman of Miami-Dade County the week leading into the flash mob, and he actually gave us a proclamation. So December 18, 2021 is actually BlackMensWear Flash Mob Day in Miami-Dade County. And this was a culmination of that moment with these 200 brothers, drip ready, youngin, grown men, teenagers to middle-aged men to older brothers. Like everybody comes, and it's just love all the way around. And this moment went viral, of course. this one went viral. Because it's just, again, it's when you showcase positivity and you showcase energy, just all of that coming together is something that's special, and being able to kind of curate that special experience is something that I'm honored to lead.
Yes.
And I'm just again, it's just consistent motivation for me to do and play my role and be what I'm supposed to be in the grand scheme of things.
Absolutely. And I'm sorry I'm making you talk for so long. I don't know. I'm
Right.
having a technical difficulty since I tried to play the video. If you guys could just give me 1 second trying to get everything back together here. I think I'm back now. Well, I'm green, but but it's all good. So thank you for explaining that. I'm gonna go to the second flash mob so we can check this out, because all these guys just look so awesome.
Okay, so this is actually the latest one. So this was New Orleans last month. 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, this was in New Orleans. The first flash mob of the 2022 tour. All right, so we're in the midst of our tour this year. And so this was from New Orleans. This is actually at Louis Armstrong Park, right in front of Mahalia Jackson Theater, which is a place of emphasis in Louisiana and New Orleans, because this is where the slaves were actually able to come through and freely congregate on weekends at Louis Armstrong Park. So it's a very big cultural place. Shout out my guys, Miles and my boys from Married at First Sight, Miles and Woody, that were there, that pulled up with us. But this was definitely New Orleans, the first flash mob of 2022. And again, you see, no matter where we go, the energy is the same. And that's really a point of emphasis on that. While we're at the flash mob, we talk about, who are entrepreneurs, who are individuals that are in education, that are looking for, who have community programs that need people. When we think about being an entrepreneur, you're always looking for clients. Well, there's 200 clients here for you. When you think about educators, you're always looking for people that can help to make a positive impact on your school, especially if you're in an inner city public school. You need representation. And so there are 200 brothers here that can help you with that representation issue that you're going through. When you think about mentor programs, you got brothers here that can be a part of your mentorship. So we talk about that on site, and we let them know. We say, hey, guys, we're here for a couple of hours, and we're here for a couple of days, because after that video that you had of me shimmying, that was actually at the brunch that we went to after the flash mob. So we're going to have a good time together, right? But we're going to leave. My team is going back. I'm in Dallas. My VP's in Chicago. My creative director's in Baltimore, right? We're going to go back to where we are, but we want you guys to carry this torch and keep it rolling. Just know, like they say that, okay, there's not black men doing things in New Orleans. Bro, there's 200 of them here. Please.
And they were looking fly.
Yeah, and they were looking fly, right? Please use this time to network and tap into each other. And then when we leave, y'all keep this thing rolling. Like we've sparked the conversation on excellence. We sparked the interest on excellence. Y'all keep it rolling. And that's something that we really try to resonate in each of these cities, because we're trying to tell them, yo, yeah, we're here now, and this is fun. This is cool. Yes, the flash mob is a fun and it's a great experience, but it doesn't stop here. You guys have to take that back into your communities, take that positive energy, take that network in, because there are young black boys that need to see you guys working together. They need to see you guys elevating yourselves and elevating your family to the next level. They need to see that. If they never see it, how do you expect them to achieve it?
Well, you just said a lot. You just said a whole mouthful right there. Listen, all good things. And we can't stop talking about the flash mob without talking about this one now.
Paris. Yeah. That was, and so the great thing about this, right? So the flash mob, so this was cold. It was like 45 and a slight drizzle. Yes. But you couldn't stop the drip. You know what I mean? Like
you can't stop the drip. You couldn't stop the drip,
right? Even the weather couldn't put out this heat right here.
I heard that.
The thing that I love about this, so I think this one was actually one of our smaller flash mobs, and we really think it was because of the weather. So we had like an extra 100 guys that were registered to come out, but because the weather was so like, it was gloomy. You could see the background. Like it wasn't a beautiful day in Paris. And but the thing about it, like now the flash mob has really become a traveling experience. Yes. Probably about 20 of those guys, of the 60 guys that was there, about 20 of them came with us from the US. Like they was like, okay, when y'all going? Bet. And they locked in their own trips, booked their own itineraries, got on their own planes, got their own hotels, and they pulled up to Paris.
And like, do a lot of men leave with more friends after the event?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And you think about guys that have gone from one flash mob to the next, and they're like, hey, yo, bro, it's good to see you. Like it becomes a retreat because like, hey man, dang, I ain't seen you in 2 months or 3 months, or oh bro, you missed Miami. Say, why weren't you in Miami? And like dudes can say, oh bro, I was going through something. Oh man, tell me about it. Let me be a shoulder to lean on. Like just these true relationships are being built. This true brotherhood is being built from New York to LA to Chicago to Dallas to Miami to Paris. Beautiful. To, you know what I'm saying? Like everywhere, we're just really trying to create Atlanta, Charlotte. We're trying to create something that's global, that's globally impacting our community in a positive way, just through space and opportunity. One thing that we say, I don't need nothing but space and opportunity, and I'm gonna get to it. And really just being able to offer this for our community as a positive outlook is something that we're doing, and we feel like we're changing it for the good. And for those that tap into it, they understand it and they tap into it. For those that don't, they find the other way to inject their positivity. But this is our way of just bringing us together and saying like, yo, let's put a different spin on it. We like to get fly. Let's get fly together, network, and let's exchange information, and let's take ourselves to the next level. And doing it, like you say, let's get fly and do it.
Look, I know one of your quotes that you like to use is, "It's not the suit, it's the man."
For sure.
But man, that suit makes the man look so much better.
Yeah. No, it does. But again, that goes back to what I was kind of alluding to at the beginning. And I'll tell you, I got into suits. Yeah, it was based on my job. Like my first job out of college, I went into banking, and with me being in banking, I had to wear a suit every day, and I had to wear a black suit, blue shirt. I worked for a bank that had blue was in their colors, so I had to wear a black suit, blue shirt every day. And so for me, I was like, that's boring. Like, okay, how do I spice this up? Shoot. So I started wearing bow ties. Like that was my way of expressing it. I was like, all right, well, shoot, black suit, blue shirt. I'm gonna rock this bow tie with it just so I can be different. Because everybody else got a tie on. I gotta be different. I gotta stand out. Let me throw a nice little pocket square in there so I can be different. And then that just really kind of developed my love for it, because I was like, well, shoot, if I can do this with a black suit and make it, funky, imagine when I can change my job and I ain't got to wear this suit every day. Now I can start, so I went from from banking into insurance, into life insurance. At that point, I was my own man. I could wear what I want. That's when I started like really, I had freedom. Yeah. Right.
The reason I'm asking you all this is because I'm trying to get to personal style, because I did a poll on my YouTube and asking people, men, do they think they have style? Do they think they need help? Do they not like clothes? Do they find clothes enjoyable? Or are they just throwing something on? I noticed that you have good personal style just across the board. Yeah. Even when you don't have on a suit, it looks like you know how to coordinate. Looks like you know how to really put together your things. So I'm going to go over some pictures with you of yourself and some of the outfits that I like, that I saw you in, because like I told you, I'm a fan. So, some of these suits, I got to know what you was thinking when you put them together. But before we get started, I want you to kind of give some men some tips out here who maybe want to dress, take that dress to the next level, but maybe don't know how.
I'll say the first thing you got to do, invest in a good tailor, right? And I say invest in a good tailor is not, like you got to go and buy $1,000 suit. You find your suit off the rack and go to a alteration shop in your community. It's most likely going to have an Asian that's running it, but they know what they're doing with their needle and thread. Okay. Right. So you take it to there, tell them you want it to fit you, right? Mm-hmm. It wasn't until I actually started making suits and got into BlackMensWear that I actually started like getting custom suits. Before then, you couldn't tell the difference.
Now, when you say making suits, Explain. You make suits?
I don't personally make them, but I own a suit company that we utilize a manufacturer that I design the suits, but then I have somebody actually doing the the sewing of it themselves, right?
Well, that's
and
impressive.
putting the piece together. I appreciate it. But the emphasis on it is you get the appearance of, because you take it to the tailor, right? So you can go. I mean, bro, I used to go. K&G was my spot. I go to K&G. K&G had a 2 for $199 sale. I go to K&G and get 2 of them joints off the rack. So that I just paid $200 for 2 suits. Now I take that same 2 suits, right? Go to the tailor to spend another $45-$50, and then all of a sudden it fits in here, it fits across here, the sleeves are the right length, and the pants are cut the right length. And all of a sudden now it's like, man, where do you get that suit from? I couldn't even tell. Like I would tell my non-black counterparts. It was like, oh man, where you get that suit from? So I got this from K&G. They were like, you got it from where? You know,
right.
They was like, what is that? Where is that? And what is that? I was like, oh, okay, don't tell nobody that no more. Okay, I got it. So, but I think that's the first step. Tailor, and even like your dress shirts or your polo shirts. Now I know, like they're styled to be swaggy, right? Like I'm an 80s baby, grew up in the 90s and early 2000s. So,
hey, 80s babies in the house.
Yeah, straight up. So for me, like, I am hip hop. If you think about it, right? When you think about that time, I mean, oversized tall tees, jerseys, FUBU, Anichi. I mean, like Filas, Air Force Ones. Like we've been doing that since I was in middle school. You know what I mean? And so like, there's different swag to that. That's different. Definitely thinking about more of an oversized appearance. Now, when you think about nowadays, like people are wearing clothes that fit, and
they fit too good.
Sometimes they fit a little too snug,
too tight for these men out here.
But the thing about it is, I mean, clothes are meant. You can take some length out of one side, and you can modify it so you can get it to where it dresses and it feels like for you, right? And so just the flexibility of being able to have, the different types of styles and all of these things. Like you look at this. I mean, and we were actually arranged by color for this, right? But you think about it, like the complexity of it. Of all of these men, none of their style is the same. No, especially not Ramil, right? Of all of these men, none of their styles are the same. You got brothers that have solid suits. You got brothers that have pattern suits. You got brothers that have a blazer that's one color and pants that another color. You got a full suit. You got brothers with hats. You got brothers with berets. Like there's different ways to put your stuff together, and everybody has their own voice with it. It's really just how you put it together. And I love that's kind of like my definition of style. It's really how you take the same pieces and put them together to speak to your voice. My man brushing the flat press.
What city is that in?
It was everything just different. It's just different.
Oh my God. Well, let's go on to your personal style, because I got to give you your props on some stuff.
No, I appreciate it.
Oh my God, you be cold. Excuse me, Miss Broussard. I'm just nothing on that. I'm just telling him I like that.
I let her know it's all business, baby. It's all
business, baby. Look at this brother. That you ain't have to do this to him.
Oh
you didn't have to. Boy, you better go somewhere.
That's my all white. That's my all white pinstripe. I made that. So I actually made that suit last year for an event. My boy Terrell Thomas out in LA hosts Black Excellence brunches. And so
can you do me a favor, and instead of saying made, say designed? Because you designed the suit, and that sounds so much better.
Okay.
I want these folks to know that this black man designed this good ass looking suit.
I sure will. I'm gonna use that in my future repertoire as well. Yeah. So that suit I actually I designed for an all white event. Yes. And I mean it just came out so that one just came out so lovely, because it's hard to find a white pinstripe, and that one just it came out with the gold buttons. My boy, me and my boy Jacob went to the lab on that one. Had the black buttons with the gold accents on the buttons. Yeah, it was nice.
Let's move on to another type of pinstripe, and I love pinstripe. When
okay, yeah,
boy,
yeah.
This one right here, I love it.
That
the
was
color, the turtleneck.
Yeah, that's my charcoal. So I designed that one for Paris. So that's actually a heavier weighted suit because it's meant to be worn in the winter and the fall season. So that suit, that's actually, we were in Paris. But that one's a double-breasted suit. One thing I'll say about double-breasted, I'm very much a double-breasted guy. Double-breasted is a classic look. You see, I have a 6-button double-breasted suit on here with the patch pocket. Excuse me, not with the patch pocket, with a ticket pocket. One thing about your double-breasted suits, just like with your single-breasted suits, you'll notice that the bottom button is unbuttoned as well. That's one thing. That's a rule. That's a rule of thumb. If you're wearing a suit, you do not button the bottom button. If you're man wearing a suit, women wearing suits, the rule doesn't necessarily apply. But for a man wearing a suit, whether you got a 2-button suit, your bottom button's going to be unbuttoned. You will never catch me in any pictures. You'll never catch me anywhere with all my buttons button. So that's me and my business partner Evan. Both of us rocking double-breasted suits. Both of those designed by me at BlackMensWear. So that one that I have on is actually, it's a blue window pane with the gold window pane. You'll see again, it's double-breasted, and you'll notice that the bottom button on that one is unbuttoned as well. It gives you a better look overall with your suit. It was cold, so we both were rocking the suits and the turtleneck. My boy Ed threw the chains on his. Most of the time, if I'm going with a look, I'm gonna complete the look with a pocket square as well, just to add that full, kind of bringing it all full circle. With that blue one, it was a blue and brown pocket square that I found. One thing I'll say too, brothers, if you're gonna wear a tie and a pocket square, please do not do same pattern. Right. So don't, and I know it's like, I go buy the pack and the package together. I get it. But buy 2 packs. Okay. Buy 2 packs of opposite colors. So you buy one pack and then you just mismatch them. You know what I'm saying? So
look, you and your business partner, you guys, when you go out, you be looking right. Now,
well, yeah.
Here with you here in Dallas.
So this is again, I actually designed. No, I didn't design the red one that Evan is wearing, my business partner is, but my suit and my boy Dom's in the middle designed both of those. This was for our event. So we have an annual event in Dallas called the Southern Classic. It is BlackMensWear and Baddie Brunch come together and host a men and women. It's like Polo Classic meets Derby Day with our Southern swag to it. And so that was a picture from that event. This is actually a 1-button suit that I have. And typically you only do 1-button suits on like tuxedos, but I was like, fuck it, I'm working the suit. I'm gonna do how I want to do it, and I made it for this event. And so with this one, I've got, it's a 1-button suit. I went with a t-shirt with the blazers. I put my chains on there. I actually have a pocket square. It's a purple and white pocket square that kind of fell into my pocket. This is a lighter fabric suit for the summertime. This was in like September in Dallas, so it ain't cold out here during that time. So I had to go with something that I can still breathe in. And
I want to ask though, when can you add a little splash of a sneaker? Because you got a sneaker on there, and I see people like to make the suit a little hipper and young.
I say so one thing that I do, right? So I like to wear suits all the time. Just honestly, right? I like my boy's birthday party. This was right before the pandemic. And my boy was having like his 30th birthday party. And it was just the fellas meeting up at one of the hotels at the bar and just seeing where the night went from there, right? So I texted him, I said, hey, what y'all wearing? And they was like, why are you even asking us? We know you're going to come in a suit. And I was like, no, I'm just seeing what y'all are wearing so I can see how I want to do it. And I threw a suit on with a striped tee on with some chains, and I put a dad hat on. And I put sneakers on because I like to make suits and I have enough suits to where like I don't have a lot of jeans. I have suits and I have joggers. To be honest,
you gotta make a relaxed suit, and you gotta
exactly. So I have a very good balance of suits that I can, to your point, put tennis shoes on with, right? And then all of my suits are cut high anyway, so they're gonna cut to meet my loafers. Well, if I'm wearing a low top suit, it's gonna meet them at the same spot. So it's boom, it already fits in. If I wear a high top suit or a high top shoe, then most of the time I'm gonna get a boot cut suit, or not boot cut suit, but like one of my suits that I've designed that are cut where I would wear like a Chelsea boot for the dress side of it. So then I can wear a high top and it's not bunching on my pants at the bottom. So I like to make my suits with the mindset of, okay, how can I dress this down as well? Maybe even just the pants. Take the blazer off, put just the pants on with a turtleneck, or the pants on with a t-shirt. But I love the pants because the pants are made to me. They're not made to nobody else. Like, they're tailored to me. And so I can wear them anywhere and be comfortable in them.
I love that idea. And I like that you're not afraid to put a little splash of color in there. Because sometimes people want to just stick with blue and black. But no, you can't stay safe all the time.
For sure.
Speaking of a little color, I like you here.
Oh yeah. So that's a gold one I did that I designed. You see, again, coming back to this rule of buttons. What you see about that bottom button?
Yeah,
it's open, right? So this is one I did. I love wide peaked lapels. So your lapels are just like your collars on your shirt, right? So the lapels on the suit, I love wider lapels. It gives you a more custom look. I'm not a guy that likes, thinner lapels, skinny lapels, because it just doesn't look right. It's too much space between the lapel and your shoulder. And so
I like more of a European look when it's skinny up top and then the water on the bottom a little bit.
Well, I mean, so is it European? Yes, because of how it's tailored, right? So it's form fitting. And it's funny because they say European, but you think about it, it's really just a tailored suit.
Okay.
But for my body just kind of so happens to be the same kind of as a mannequin, so I'm able to get that kind of same silhouette. I'm a little bit bigger up here, and I've got a kind of a slender waist, and so that the cut of it just kind of goes with that. But one thing about suits too, it's funny because especially a lot of my OGs in the family are like, all right, man, I'm gonna go ahead and lose X amount of pounds so I can put a suit on like you. I said, you ain't gotta lose no weight. I'm gonna make a suit. I can design a suit to fit your body. Like you can't use that as an excuse. You
Welcome
can't be
to
like,
the world of tailoring.
Say again.
Welcome to the world of tailoring.
Right.
What does it take for some men to kind of step out of their comfort zone? Because I feel like tailoring is one of those things you don't know how important it is until you have it done at least once, so you can see how well you look.
I mean, it's like once you have your first taste of first class on an airplane.
Yes.
Then you like every time you get on a plane and you walk in my first class, you try to put your head down like, I ain't sitting there today. Like it's like
you can't go back.
Yeah, you can't. You always try to figure out, okay, if I pay extra for this seat, what I get out? Okay, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Like it's when you think about just that experience, and it's not all about this, but the number of compliments I get when I have on like my suit. I always, and it's the thing too, a travel tip, I always travel in my suit. You know how many times I've been upgraded just because I have a suit on? I'll go up, when I get checked in, and granted I got a little status because I do fly a lot. And so sometimes that status is not enough for me to get upgraded. But I come up to the front, I got my bag, I got my suit on, say, hey, excuse me, are there any more seats available in first class? Throw a little, and they're like,
when you look like somebody,
and they go right to the computer. Let me see what I can do for you real quick, man. Let me go out there. Sometimes I really do like I don't feel like I throw my sweats on, and we ain't got nothing. Oh, okay, let me go. We go back over here. You know what I mean?
No effort at all, then.
But that's something that's like that doesn't matter what ethnicity or background or race you are. I mean, when you present yourself a certain way, people are going to jump over hurdles to help you out because they feel as this person, they got somewhere to go. They're important.
They look like they got some money or they're
gonna do. And again, whether you white, black, Asian, Hispanic, that don't matter. They see you.
But now, Andre, when you step in the room and you go in there and you got this on, because pink is one of those colors only only a few men can do. Can't run the rapper.
Shout out. Hey, speaking of, if you know him and you got a connection with him, tell him holler and I make a pink suit just for him. Put a little fur on the collar. We're gonna be lit with it too.
I wish I knew. I know I'm just like a couple of separations apart from knowing him. I wish I did.
Yeah. Remember me when you get there. Remember me. No, but something like this, and this is a soft. And I might actually pull this out for Easter on Sunday. I might go with a blue suit with a blue shirt up under it this time and a white and blue pocket square. But again, something like this, it's one of them suits where it's like all guys are like, oh man, you look good in that. I said, nah, bro, you would look good in this too. I just had the confidence to wear it. And the thing about it is wearing anything that you wear is all about the confidence to put it on and the confidence to walk into a room with it. That one, and again, another double-breasted suit, wide lapels, peak lapels that point to the shoulder. I threw a nice little pocket square in there to complete the look there. I had a nice little watch on that day. You can't see, but I had some loafers on that, I enjoy wearing loafers I'll do loafers with no-show socks. So I still have socks on because I like my feet being in socks. Sometimes people just wear the shoes. I'm like, nah, I need some socks.
Here's some loafers right here when you're working.
Yeah. So those are actually lace-up Oxfords. Okay, so with those, so the difference between a loafer and an Oxford is actually going to be your laces. So the loafer that I had on had no laces. These Oxfords are lace-up Oxfords. Now this one, this was a look that I did, and this doesn't count because I just finished shooting. so I just finished shooting.
I mean,
yeah, for sure. So this one, we had just finished shooting. Actually, our hat collaboration with Wear Brims. Shout out to my homies over at Wear Brims. And so this was my team that came into town, and so we were actually going to dinner at the Virgin Hotel in Dallas here. And I was like, yo, take this picture real quick. And it just came out to me. It's like, oh, that's a nice little look. Nice look, Neo. Yeah, it was clean.
Yeah. Everything is cohesive. Now, let's go to some of your very professional looks that I feel like you took what men I feel are comfortable with and you just made it a step better.
Okay.
Okay. I love this.
Oh, yeah.
This and so you look like a different person in almost all these suits are giving you life.
Right. So this is actually the same day as the Harper shoot. And so I did this one. This was actually before I started making my own suits. This was actually a shoot collaboration. So I had to go do a photo shoot for them. But this is a 3-piece navy blue suit. You see the lapels in this one are different, right? So the lapels that I typically make are going to be pointed to the shoulder. This is a notch lapel where it's got like a little piece has been kind of cut out the lapel there. But you notice the same length on the sleeve to where you get a little peek of the shirt at the bottom there on the sleeve right in front of the watch. The 3-piece approach on that one, typically when you were doing 3-piece, you're not really going to button your suit because you want to let the vest is there to have that protection in the middle. So just kind of like a little added tip there. If you have a 3-piece suit on, you don't have to worry about buttoning and unbuttoning your jacket. But even on this suit, this is a 2-button jacket. So if I was to button it, I would button the top button, and that bottom button I would not button. I would leave it unfastened. And then I threw a pop of color in there with the orange and blue pocket square.
You killing the game. You killing the game, bro.
Nah, I appreciate it. I just like, and then too, I'm a student. You know what I'm saying? I'm always a student, and that kind of comes back to my role in financial services. You can never learn enough about an industry, and so for me, I'm a student. Like my favorite wardrobe belongs to Chris Paul. My favorite wardrobe.
Yes, he dresses well.
I rock with Chris Paul from the suit game to the hoodie game to the sweat game. To the blended casual suited approach, like Chris Paul got the drip. If I had Chris Paul money, I had the drip too. I'm gonna say that. But
now you making me think like what men growing up inspired you or made you want to just love fashion the way you do?
Honestly, I didn't even really get into this like that until I started hanging out with all my frat brothers. So I crossed Kappa at SMU in Dallas. Shout out to the Newts from New Beta. I played Spring 09. And around that time,
you a Kappa just like my homie Chris Broussard, and you're NéAndré Broussard.
Shout out C. Broussard. Yes. Now, Chris
y'all Kappa dude. Some pretty boys.
No, Chris is a good dude. Chris is had actually connected me with a few people in the past just based off of two. I actually know Chris's nephew. He introduced us. But the thing of, when I was in a Kappa in college, this was at the time when like you went to college parties in business casual attire. right?
Mhm.
It looked like you were going to, like, you would throw.
You right though.
Not
Somebody
like
put
it
a
was.
meme on there joking on 80s babies about the fact that we used to go to clubs with
Yeah,
business outfits
right.
on. Like
Yes.
even women
So
did it.
So we would put on, so you have a blazer on, you have a polo button down on, you have some khaki,
Yes.
like that was the trend. And so that's kind of where I started. Okay. And this is to me coming into adulthood. Because again, coming up as a kid, we go on school shop. I'm like, Mama, I need to go to Foot Locker. I need 5 tall tees. I need some J's. And I need some baggy pants. Like that was
Yes.
that was it. And I you swap out the tall tees every day. I got a white one, I got a blue one, I got a red one. I'm gonna double up. I'm gonna wear 2 of them joints. You gonna see the peak of the color on the top, like with the felines. Like we gonna have a drip. And I didn't really get to this until I became an adult. Because even in that case, like I still wanted to be fresh, I still wanted to be clean. But now in this regard, and I come into it with the same approach. I still want to be fresh. I still want to be clean. Every meeting I go to, especially if it's a business meeting, the first thing they're gonna say, like, "Damn, you clean." Yes, exactly. And
That's
come
what
get
I'm
this
gonna
knowledge.
say.
And come get this business. You know what I'm saying? Like, and come get this. So I always use that because for me too, especially in the industry that's dominated by white people, I had to have a way that helped to bring my nervousness down. Cause I'm coming in there like, all right, don't say nothing. Cause I'm representing, like me and my back, I'm representing my whole community. Like, I can't come in here like mess nothing up because they're gonna be looking like, see, told you we shouldn't let him come in here.
And see, that's great.
So,
you know that though.
Yeah. And so kind of from that perspective, I've been like, okay, now how can I now I'm all the way in there. Now you ain't gonna find nobody in the room that's got more, unless I'm at a flash mob. Some of them brothers be, and it's funny because my boy Robert, aka the wealthy guy on Instagram, Robert was like, bro, I've been watching you. Because Robert came to like one of the first or second flash mobs, and he was like, how your fashion has progressed over these last 3 years, it's impeccable. So it's like, because dudes was shy. Like I can't be the boss man, and like dudes is outshining me every turn. So I had to step things up a little bit.
You got some stiff competition, bro.
Oh no, for sure. For sure.
Now I want to ask you, let's take it even further. So you got your suits, but sometimes you got to add a little accessory. Yeah. And you even do that well. Because sometimes you got to add a hat, a fedora.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
Woo, boy.
That hat right there. So that's a collaboration that we have with Wear Brims, and you'll see it here. It's called A Moment in Time. And there's a whole documentary we put behind it upon, the hat and our community and what it means. But yeah, like you see the hat, you see the pocket square, you see the tie, you see the bracelets, you see the watch. Like those are just things that I like to bring everything together because again, being around so many hitters, I was like, oh, okay, he got a hat on today. I can wear a hat next time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, he got a bracelet on today. I could wear it. And it's like, again, when you think about it, if you're a sneakerhead, and you see your first pair of sneakers and you're like, yo, them fire. How can I get my hands on them? And then you see somebody else rocking another way. Oh, snap. You know what I'm saying? Then you got stuff like the Sakai's that come out. And then you got stuff like the Off-Whites that come out. You start seeing them little tags. You're like, oh, snap. And game start recognizing game. It's the same thing on a suited perspective. Game recognize game. You take pieces that you get from other people. You put your own flavor to it. And that's how I got here today.
Now check this out. This is a nice photograph of you wearing another hat here.
Yes.
And how do you go about choosing the hat?
To be honest, I got a few varying colors. Right? It's just like if you were to get any other accessory, you want to make sure you got a few. Shout out to Soto, Texas, on the top of the map there. You want to make sure you got something that can be widely worn, right? A wide range of things. And so knowing like your neutral colors are going to get you the most wear. So your browns, your blues, your blue is technically not a neutral color, but your browns, your creams, your green, your dark greens, those are going to get you your best wears because you can wear them with so many different things. And that's really my approach to it. I'm a quality, not quantity kind of person, except for, let me not say that because I got all these damn suits. But I'm a quality when it comes to
quality. Yes.
Wait, because I'll say I can wear the same accessories with a lot of different outfits. And so I kind of look at it from that perspective on something that's wide ranging and being able to really, put it with a lot of different things.
Now let's step it out even further because I see guys, especially when I worked in television, they were all about the socks, showing off some kind of funky sock to go with the suit. The suit can be classic, but the socks you can go a little bit more outrageous with it. I like what you did here. The socks stick out, but it's not too much.
And that became and even nowadays, like a lot of dudes are wearing, they're not wearing socks or they're wearing no shows. But there was a time, and I think it still is a little bit, where your socks became your way of having expression because everything else had to be corporate. And so that was kind of my way of releasing my inner, style, was throwing some socks on and having socks. I love striped socks, and those right there are my favorite socks. And it's, one, obviously, because it's candy cane like Newts, but they just were such good quality socks too. That's the thing too, man. Like I actually have a lot of polo socks, and the reason being is because they actually make a good quality sock. You go to like a TJ Maxx, you get a pack of them for like $25, and they're a good group of socks.
You're not lying, because I buy a lot of socks from TJ Maxx and places like Ross's, and my family, every time they are near me, somebody takes a pair of my socks.
Yeah, right.
And I'm just like, you could just go to these stores yourself and grab them. So I definitely know what you're talking about.
They can't get them like you can get them. You just know where to go.
Maybe they can't. Maybe they can't. Now we got your personal style as far as the suits go, but you say you wear suits all the time. Wait, before I want to get into what you not wearing suits, I forgot this one last outfit here. I don't know if you was going to the Masters for the golf.
No. So that's actually I designed both of those suits for my boy's wedding. So that's my boy DJ, a proud member of Alpha Phi Alpha. He got married, and I was a groomsman in his wedding. And me and DJ know each other since 15, 16. And so for me to be able to design his suit for his wedding, now that this brother went out, right? So you got a double-breasted suit here. You got a double-breasted velvet tuxedo. Okay, so top and bottom are velvet. And this was, to the perfection of how it came out. And so I did a green, the grooms, and we all had green suits. We didn't have the velvet though, but we had green suits. And again, they came out lovely. That green is a fall season green. You can wear it in fall, you can wear it in winter. It kind of gives you again those later year neutral vibes. But that was a fun day, being able to design the suit for one of my closest friends, longtime friends, for his wedding.
Now, did you go to school to learn how to design suits, or is it something naturally?
I stay in my lane too. So from my design perspective, I use technology to my benefit. So the technology kind of makes it easy. So I don't sketch design. I go design off of, okay, I can visualize it in my head of how it's going to look in the end, right? I say, okay, if I want this color, okay, I can flip through and I look at the fabric swatches and I'm like, okay, this one, ooh, that would be nice. And then I kind of see, okay, what would the button look? So I go through this whole process in my head of like, okay, I don't think I look, and then I visualize it and I kind of come back, okay, boom, let me put these together, run it, next one. And I just go through, like, that's just all of my creations come from that same process. Let me sit here. I might have a little glass or something. I might have a cigar or a stogie or something.
Yeah, okay.
Go through this
Get yourself in the mood for creativity.
Like, all right, how we gonna do this? It's like, okay, like and then I try to do stuff that varies. Again, suits that I can wear. Like I just went to a business meeting this past week. I got to speak in front of 250 insurance agents and tell them about why they're in this industry and how I can help motivate them to the next level. And first thing that I walked in, they're like, "Oh yeah, suit game. What's up? Like that's a bad suit." Right
you don't got a nickname of it.
I was like, "Yo, I'm about to kill her just because of that. I'm about to kill her." And just having that, have some suits that I can wear to business meetings. I have some suits that I wouldn't wear, but some suits that I would wear to the party. Right? I got some suits that I would wear, to the ball game. Like I'm going to the Errol Spence fight this week on Saturday. My brother called me. He come in town. He said, "What we wearing?" I said, "Bro, I think I'm gonna go suits and chains, suits, shirts, chains, sneakers.
And we should already know
Put
suits.
the big diamonds in. Like we go to the fight. It's fight night in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta do
when
it.
you go out, like I said, look at your personal style. This is not a suit, but you still got everything matching and looking nice. You don't always have to match, but
they try to tell me that stripes and dots didn't go together. I said, shit, let me show you. And I put it on. And I was like, let's go. This was actually in the Bahamas, which was it's actually a work trip, but it was a fun work trip. But yeah, like I said, I'm always trying to push the envelope. This was in Paris too, and I had on a polo overshirt, kind of like a painter shirt, polo overshirt that I had on with the turtleneck, put the beanie on, had the Chuka boots on. I love some plaid pants, and those are plaid pants you can't really see, but I love some plaid pants that can be, again, plaid pants. I can throw them on with a t-shirt and they fire with some tennis shoes.
Well, now let me ask you a question, because it seems like all of your suits, the pants go all the way down to the shoe. But a lot of men, I saw you had Ryan Clark on your show, and I don't know, I forgot the proper term. I used to work with Ryan Clark. He's a fabulous dresser, one of the best dressers I ever seen in person. I mean, he has the accessories, everything, the fresh haircut. He always looks nice.
For sure.
But he wears, I call them European style suits. You said that's not really what they are. But sometimes he would wear the ones, and we would used to back in the day say you were in the water. But now those types of styles are fashionable. I don't see you wear those that much. If you do, what is the proper time to bring those type of suits out? And what is the comfortability with most black men? I know I'm throwing a lot at you with wearing the in the water type of pants, and you can give me the correct term if you like.
No, so those are what we call no break suits, right? The thing about it, so when you think about your pants, the break is in the crease. All right. So if I have a crease in my pants, the way that the break is going to happen is going to be a fold in my crease. So the crease line never breaks. Well, the only way I can really do that is if it doesn't touch my shoe. Right? Mm-hmm. If it touches my shoe, at the point that it touches my shoe, it's gonna pucker, and now you've broken the crease, right? So a no-break shoe, or what you call a high or no-break pant or a high water, is where your pant just touches, right? So just barely touches the top of the shoe, and that's typically actually the way that I wear my pants. You have a slight break, which is about an extra inch, to where your pants gonna hit your pants are gonna hit your shoe. They're gonna actually sit on your shoe, and you're gonna have a slight break in the crease. Then you got extra break, which is like, and Steve Harvey has stepped his game up nowadays, but that used to be what we call the Steve Harvey suit, where the pants are super big. You have extra like 3 or 4 inches on the bottom.
But you see, he don't got better now.
Hey, because he got Eli, man. His stylist is on point. Yeah.
No, it's because he got Major Reef. It's because he got that wife, and she's fashionable, and now he got to be even more fashionable.
He got to step up to the game. Yeah. He got to step his game up. Yeah. Yes.
Look, before we start talking about your style, I gotta show this video that I missed, and it's
Everybody want to be a king and a queen, but they don't know what they talking about. I don't think they really. Everybody
know
say they're royal. They ain't, but I don't believe it. No, I should. Just talking. I know they think I'm paranoid, but I ain't paranoid. I know they talking. I know they watching.
So you saw that one, the pants. So the pants on those right at the top, right? So that is how I like. So that was actually Miami last year at the Flash Mob, and that was my, going in, going out, zoom into the pant, do a little transition, and now boom, you see how it looks on me. Yes, actually this question.
Oh yeah, somebody's asking a question. So somebody's asking, in today's world, a skirt is worn by men and women. Have you considered incorporating skirts into your styles? Now this is controversial, especially with black men.
That ain't for me. It is for who it's for, but it's not for me. But just like there's a lot of things, I don't wear a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? But that's one of the things that's not that ain't for me. But style comes back to how you put the pieces together. You know what I'm saying? If that's one of the pieces you got, rock with it and do it how you do it. But for me personally, I prefer pants.
So what I'm getting is BlackMensWear is more than a one-stop shop. You can come and you can get great content, great conversations that's pushing the conversations about black men and what you guys represent further. And also you have your website where people can purchase these wonderful designs, these suits that you, not the designs, but the suits that you have designed. So you're helping us out, helping the guys to stay fashionable. And I'm just so happy that you're doing this, because when I see it, I get excited. When I see your posts and I see what you're doing, it's just good to see somebody taking a leadership position and just trying to keep everybody going and understanding how important they are. You know, it's beautiful to see that you're trying to bring brothers together.
No, I appreciate it. Again, it just comes back to the energy. Like we get what we put out into the world. And I'm a firm believer, like God's mission for me is, this is a part of my mission. This is a part of my way to inject positivity in the world. And I do it, a day at a time, a conversation at a time, a meeting at a time, a flash mob at a time, a dapper conversations at a time. We've been able to do something that's allowed us, utilize social media to just allow us to help to change our community for the positive. And again, tapping into those who it hits. If it lands on you in a way that help, bam. And I think a thing too is that I'll take the responsibility and the mantle, because a lot of times I think that people get it and they don't. Like we get, man, I tell you, Black Twitter, these niggas on Twitter, like, oh my God. Like we have, we'll have a video out and it, like on Instagram, it'll be rolling like, oh my God, I love Brothers in Suits. I love it. Y'all look amazing. And then you go on Twitter and they like, where they going? Why they walking down the street?
Really?
Yes. We had a video go viral of us walking in LA when we was going, and we got Kenny Lattimore, Thrash the designer.
I saw that.
Candace's fiance. Like we just rolling because we're going from one flash mob point to the next. And I mean, they going in. Look at all of them walking and act like they got somewhere to go. They ain't going nowhere. They probably all on child support and doing it. Like, yo, like y'all don't even know us. Because
and this is Black Twitter.
And then it just goes and it compounds. And then somebody else getting there like, yeah, they ain't doing nothing for the communities. Like, y'all don't know us. We're doing a lot. Like, you know how many guys in this group are actually people that are in the community every single day and doing like, but I'd say that to say, I probably could be doing a better job on really truly expressing the full complexity of what we're doing versus just putting out the content. And that, but there's one thing I think it just came up here. Ignorance is bliss to an extent. Because if somebody really wants to know, they go to BlackMensWear.com and see all of the stuff that's on there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was, they would if they wanted to know, they would find it. They would tap in.
You never can make everybody happy.
True.
And some people just like to say negative stuff just to say it. They ain't got nothing going on. They probably want to be a part of the flash mob.
Right.
And I want you to tell people, because how do they become one of those lucky men who can be a part of that?
Yes. So honestly, you go to BlackMensWear.com or weareblackmenswear.com. Either one to get you to the right place. Once you're there, you'll see flash mobs. Click on flash mob. It'll take you to our registration, site for all of the flash mobs. We don't discriminate against any brother coming out to the flash mob. Again, we just tell you got to come with a suit on or a blazer, a jacket. You can have, we've had jeans and jackets. Cool. Come out with a sport coat, a blazer, or a suit jacket. We want you to be a part. And you it's funny how greatness begats greatness, because you have guys that was like, they came to their first flash mob and they were there and they were like, yo, this was cool. But I know next time I come, I got to come with a whole different setup. Because they
were playing around. They ain't know. See, they got to step the style up, baby.
Exactly. And then it becomes a little friendly competition too. And it's all love. Like, it's all love amongst us brothers when we're there. And so I love anybody that wants to come to the flash mob. Again, for this year, we've got Baltimore is coming up. We got Baltimore in May. We've got Ghana in July. We're actually doing a whole trip to Ghana. We're going to do 10 days.
I can't wait to see that, because when they dress over there, they dress. I want to see.
Ghana's going to be nuts. We got Toronto in September, and we've got Miami in December. We had to modify a couple of the dates, so we're not doing Lagos this year. We're going to move that to next year, just so we can have more time to do a service project in Ghana. And then for Baltimore, we have to move it up 1 week. So Baltimore is actually the 14th or 13th through the 15th weekend in Baltimore. We just dropped that link today. So you go to BlackMensWear.com. You can utilize click in there. It'll take you to the registration for Baltimore. One thing that we've also got too this year is going to be our first ever Black Men Summit. We're doing a Black Men Summit in Dallas on the week of November 11th through the 13th. It will be panels, fireside chats, networking for brothers to come together. I mean, you know, a lot of times our queens have spaces to come together and collaborate, like Summit 21, Essence Fest. They got a lot of stuff that focuses on our queens. And so we want to offer the same space for our Black men. And so we partner with the Dad Gang, the Black Man Can, and the Black Wealth Renaissance to host this Black Men Summit in Dallas, November 11th through 13th. So be on the lookout for that as well. We love our brothers to come out. And then you already know, if you're a lady, just come to Dallas that weekend. We promise you.
Right. Stand outside and hope to meet somebody.
The events, the happy hours around at the networking mixers, the meet and greets, pull up, come get shows, do what you do. Yeah. Yeah.
Now I want to just let people know too, at the end of this month,
you
guys are actually having a wine that you're launching. So I think that's something that's awesome. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we actually getting tongue tied here. We're launching a wine called the Gentleman. It's our first ever wine collaboration. And imagine it's a red wine that KD, it tastes like a brother in a suit. I'm gonna just put it like that, right?
Hold up now.
Go ahead.
Look.
Go ahead.
Don't
play
with me.
It is. You know, that's what we wanted to come out with something that speaks to the essence of who we are, right? And we partner with a black owned winery, K2 Winery, based out. I think they're actually based in. I know where they're based. They're based in Denver. But this collaboration for us is just a way to we can offer more things in our own space. All right, we've created a scent. So we've got a candle that comes out at the end of the year. Yeah, the candle smells like a brother in a suit. Just that. Yeah. So go ahead and be ready for that, because that's going to come out as well. But we want to get into more, merchandising. Obviously, we've got the suits, we've got the accessories, we've got the ties, we got the pocket squares. But some people are like, I don't wear a tie. I don't wear suits. So how can I tap in? Boom, we got this wine. Go ahead and tap into this wine. Let us know how it tastes. So we're actually doing a launch event in DC. So if you're in DC, we got a launch event on April 27th at the Speakeasy at Capo Italian Deli. They're near DuPont. So pull up for happy hour.
DC, huh?
Yeah.
I may have to come out and holler at you.
Pull up.
Okay.
It's gonna be a nice little event. Just to kind of celebrate this wine launch. That's actually that's next weekend, next Friday in DC.
Wow.
So
coming up fast.
Yeah. So we're really excited about that. Again, we've got the hat. I think the hats are like 75% sold out. So I think we don't have that many hats left. So if you go to wearbrims.com, you'll be able to find the Moment in Time, which is our collaboration with wearbrims.com. Wearbrims is a black-owned brim company based out of Atlanta, Georgia, founded by two alphas that went to HBCU Tuskegee. You know what I'm saying? So keeping it in the culture all the way around is really what we're looking to do here.
Fabulous. NéAndré, it was so wonderful talking with you and catching up. I love what you're doing. I want to make sure that you told us about every aspect of your business. But if we want to connect with you and reach out to you on social media, where should the people look?
Yeah, so you see here, Black Men's Wear. My personal page is Mr. Broussard, MISTER, and my full last name BROUSSARD. You go to BlackMensWear.com. We try to do a pretty good job of making sure you know everything that we got going on through the website. So go to BlackMensWear.com as well. We're on Black Men's Wear on all channels, Facebook, YouTube. Please tap into our YouTube channel as well. We're growing that. We got some really, really dope content, some really nice conversations on there that we love people to tap into and hear. As well as we got a podcast called The Check-In that's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartMedia. It's kind of everywhere. So tap into that as well. And TikTok, we are the Black Men's Wear on TikTok. So find us on there as well.
I like that. Absolutely, brothers, keep supporting it and check out his summit in November. A lot of good things, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. I thank you so much for being my first live guest for Kera Dangerous Outside, part of the Kera Dangerous Talk brand. And for all the people who have watched today, of course I forgot, but make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you head over also to BlackMensWear on YouTube and subscribe and look at some of their great content and tap in, brothers, especially you, to those conversations that are important, and he's having them over there. So you want to join it. Thank you so much, NéAndré. I'll see you soon, hopefully. How about that?
Now, for sure. Let's make it happen.